Hello everyone. All right, so what we're going to be looking at here in this little project is a little bit about Dazzle Camouflage. And we're going to take something we learned about Dazzle Camouflage and we're going to build a little art piece out of it. And that art piece is going to have a lot of research that backs it up, and hopefully it makes for a really interesting, fun time for you all to learn a little bit about Dazzle Camouflage, especially coming off of the last book that you just read. This could be a really fun, interesting way to dive into some historical art and military strategy. So what is Dazzle Camouflage? Dazzle Camouflage was actually a really interesting way for people to try to confuse an enemy of their positioning. So if you think back to World War I and the early stages of World War II, a lot of the intel or the information that you could get in battle or moving through the ocean in naval combat would have been through sight. You'd have people standing watch and you would look out onto the horizon and try and find the ship. And this is something that's been happening for as long as people have been fighting on the water. However, the idea and technology for this came about in World War I when a British officer decided to try to confuse the enemy by painting the side of the ship to confuse the opposition as to where their position actually was. A lot of what we understand in the way that our eye and our brain works is, especially on a flat horizon of the ocean, is depth perception. We use that to understand where things are in relation to ourselves. And if you can confuse the other person's depth perception, then you have an advantage over them. Much in the way that zebras confuse lions on the plains of the Serengeti, this strategy was used to confuse the ships traveling throughout the various oceans during World War I and the early part of World War II. So, what is Dazzle Camouflage? Think of that zebra analogy I just told you about. It is basically, it started out as just black and white shapes, very, very interesting designs that were intended to disguise the silhouette of the warship as it went through the water, so that either a German U-boat or whoever may not be able to tell which direction the ship was going, where the ship started, where the ships ended, and anything in that regard. So that's what Dazzle Camouflage, and what you're going to be tasked with is you're going to choose one of the outlines of the ships that I've created, a silhouette, and then you're going to create your own Dazzle Camouflage. And you're going to sketch a few, and you're going to have reasons behind that. Maybe one's more of an organic zebra shape, maybe one is more in the shape and style of a very angular pattern, but I want you to test it out and play with it and think about it, and you're going to make a few of these different sketches, and then you're going to have your final draft in the coming weeks, where you're actually going to make one that's been laser cut and large. You're going to put in your Dazzle Camouflage as you see fit, and we're going to have a whole bunch of them on display. So I'll walk you through that a little bit, and hope you enjoy this project.